Alright guys, it's time to talk about Valorant. It's time to talk about the game itself, about the game's Twitch numbers, about the pros, about the cheaters, about the esports scene, and about what it's going to do to CSGO. Is Valorant going to kill Counter-Strike? Alright guys, before we get on with the video proper, you already know what I'm going to tell you. Subscribe to theScore Esports YouTube channel. Based on what you subscribe for, we can give you more of the content you want. So if you want more CSGO, if you want more Valorant, sub to the channel, like this video, and comment below. We do watch these things. Now let's get back to talking about Valorant. I've had the beta key for about a week now. The game is good. It's been fun playing, but I'm not here to review it. I'm not a game developer and I'm not an ex-CSGO pro. All I do know is that as much as I enjoyed it, after a few hours, all I wanted to do was load up CSGO and queue cash.
I'm smoking heaven.
Fuck! I can flash you, Colin.
Don't need it, bro.
Go to the plant.
But it doesn't really matter if I want to play Valorant or CSGO. What matters is that this game, that is only in closed beta, is the only thing anyone is talking about. It's breaking Twitch records. It's catapulting guys like Summit1G to viewership he has never had before. And look, an organized esports scene isn't that far away either. The game officially drops in summer, and according to a report from Esports Observer, Riot Games is already secretly meeting with certain esports orgs, presumably to get them to join the inaugural Valorant leagues. Now all this hype, all this talk has certain people a little worried that Valorant isn't just a week one Twitch flash in the pan. Worried that this game could finally be the one to dethrone Counter-Strike as the world's premier hardcore FPS. Look guys, let's be honest. It's been clear that Riot Games has been gunning for not only esports, but CSGO from the very start. When Riot was first advertising this game, they started off by talking up a bunch of issues that are important to hardcore FPS players, like server tick rates, or the cheater problem, or gameplay emphasis on shooting people in the head. And I've noticed that some people are getting a little emotional about this. They're getting a little defensive, as if they feel that Valorant is muscling in on something that they've been in love with for, in some cases, decades. And that's Counter-Strike, as if Valorant is gonna kill Counter-Strike. Honestly guys, this is not the time to be drawing battle lines. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Valorant is not going to kill Counter-Strike. It's not gonna happen. Counter-Strike has never been, in its entire existence, more popular than it is right now. It's constantly breaking its own concurrent player records on Steam, and it's just absurd to think that when Valorant leaves beta and goes live, we're gonna see this mass exodus of players and pros from CS to Valorant, as if your favorite CS pro overnight is going to become your favorite Valorant pro. I mean, think about it. League of Legends and Dota coexist just fine, and they're at least as similar as CSGO and Valorant. In fact, those two games make each other better, and that's exactly what's gonna happen here. Finally, we have some legitimate competition in the hardcore FPS genre. Competition is good for business and it's good for us. Hell, if you ask certain people, this has already lit a fire under Valve's ass to improve their 8-year-old game.
SG-553 reduced rate of fire and accuracy to bring their weapons value to be more in line with other rifles. So here's a question. How long has the SIG been fucked? Okay? And you're telling me 3 days after Valorant comes out, we're fucking hauling ass now all of a sudden? Huh? We're just kicking it into high gear and fixing something that we hated forever? Okay. All right. Yeah, I see you. No one's falling for it right now, brother. Okay?
Hey, who knows, if Valve really starts getting motivated, maybe we'll get that Source 2 port. The other thing that everybody's talking about is who's gonna play this thing at a pro level. I mean, this game barely exists, and already Brax and AZK are signed to T1, an organization that is a dynasty when it comes to League of Legends. And now they're playing with Shroud, Skadoodle, and Hiko in some 100 Thieves Invitational for Valorant, with Twists and Elige on the other side with Summit1G. This shit is crazy. I mean, it feels like teams are signing Valorant pros left, right, and center now. And as crazy as it feels, honestly guys, this is pure day one kind of shit.
Hey everyone, Pence from Cloud9 here, and today I'm going to be officially announcing that I will be pursuing Valorant over Counter-Strike.
What I'm about to say, I mean with the utmost respect. Guys like Hiko and Swag and AZK are sick competitors. Some of them are gods in historical Counter-Strike. But they're not going to be the upper echelon of Valorant players. At least Riot better hope they're not. Look, when League of Legends came out, Heroes of New Earth and Dota players were good, until they weren't. When Overwatch was new, guys like AZK did play, but they're not the ones in the Overwatch League that we're making story of videos about. Riot Games has to hope that there's a generation of 15-year-olds out there right now who would slap the names I just mentioned in a Valorant Pro server in a couple of years. Because these kids won't be CSGO transplants to Valorant, they'll be Valorant endemic. I mean, look, in a series of games between Valorant devs and ex-pro and streamer FPS players, including Shroud, by the way, the devs smoked the FPS players.
Well, that was a quick game. Jesus.
The one on a bino. No.
That's like a quick little example of how important like coordination and comms are, you know what I'm saying? Like knowing what the fuck you're doing. We're just trying to out aim and just like solo play. It's not gonna work in this game. It's not.
Yes, some of those devs like Volcano are ex-pros themselves, but you know what this tells me? It tells me we are putting way too much emphasis on transferable CSGO mechanics when it comes to this game. The streamer team was all great players. They know how to click on heads, but they didn't win. Why? Because they didn't have the in-depth game knowledge the devs had. They couldn't use their abilities the way the devs did. In other words, this game isn't just CSGO reskinned. It may feel like that right now, but we're in closed beta, guys. When this thing really gets off the ground, when we get into closed professional leagues, we're gonna have to reevaluate how we view this game. And I think the people who we thought were gonna be good at it might not be as good at it anymore. So while we've seen a few people who have been out of the CSGO scene for a little bit say they're gonna go pro in Valorant, I wouldn't necessarily hold my breath. And I mean, obviously, when things really get going, it's not the game devs you have to worry about. Think about this. What if this game goes truly international? CSGO surely is king in North America, in Europe, big presence in South America, obviously CIS region. But when was the last time you heard about a Chinese team that wasn't Tyloo? Hell, when was the last time you actually talked about Tyloo? Is it that China and Korea are bad at shooters? No, it's because the damn game wasn't even released in China until 2017. It's because their closest matchmaking server was in Singapore. That Korea doesn't have enough young talent coming up or enough veteran pros to mentor them. That they don't have a Korean language HLTV equivalent. That games like Counter-Strike Online and Crossfire took over popularity in Asia when we were playing Source and CSGO. That China has a censorship problem when it comes to hardcore FPS games. I could go on. But with Valorant, we have a fresh start for the Asian market. Valorant's bright, cartoony graphics can help get around that censorship problem in China. And with League of Legends installed in every PC, in every PC bong, from Seoul to Busan, Riot Games already has their distribution network set up. And with the rumors that Riot Games is developing a launcher with all their games on it, all they gotta do is go to all these PC bongs and say, hey, you got League of Legends on your computer? Well, now you have Valorant too. The Asian market is a big one, and Riot Games is already well practiced at penetrating it. All I'm saying is we could be looking at a truly global shooter here. Now, the latest thing I've heard people get agitated about when it comes to Valorant is the anti-cheat program called Vanguard. Apparently this thing runs on your PC upon startup, whether you're playing the game or not, and some people are concerned about privacy, others say it's even causing them to drop frames in other games. For their part, Riot Games responded on Reddit saying that Vanguard takes up minimal memory, that it doesn't send or receive any sensitive information to and from your PC, and that you can get rid of it at any time. Now, right from the get-go, Riot Games did promise us a pretty robust anti-cheat program, so I guess it stands to reason that it's a little intrusive, but I would like more research done on this. Now, that being said, on like day 2 or something like that of the closed beta, there were cheaters. Not that I blame Riot for that. I mean, you guys gotta understand, there are people out there charging thousands of dollars for cheat programs. If people are willing to put that much time and that much money into being fake good at a game, well, it's gonna happen, anti-cheat or not. Bottom line here, guys, is that Valorant being good or being popular is not necessarily a bad thing for CSGO at all. In fact, it's probably almost certainly a good thing from the gameplay perspective. Valve is going to be incentivized to improve their game, and hopefully that's going to improve our pro scene as well. So hopefully we arrive at a place in a couple years where both Valorant and CSGO can not only survive together, but thrive together.
I'm smoking heaven.
I can flash you, Colin.
Don't need it, bro.
Go to the
You're nuts.
plant. Colten, your bomb.
I don't know where I got it from.
Checkers.
Checkers.
That's right.
Don't need it, bruh.